What's going on, everybody? So what's probably the most deadly access that you can use outside of water access going right to your tree or very close, or having super manicured managed private land where you got some mown trails and you're able to clear out paths? It's an access I use during my fall hunts here in Kansas. But before we get going too far, if you like learning tips and tricks on how to harvest really big deer, especially here on public land, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Probably the most deadly way to access your hunting location is staying in the bottoms, using some kind of creek bed, using some kind of ditch and draw and ravine to get up to these areas. A lot of times we've got washout areas so we can walk on rocks, some mud. A lot of times it can also be wet, which means everything's soft and quiet. And the best thing too is because we're down in these ravines and draws, we're lower than most of the deer. Deer are up high, and the only way, one, that they can see our light, our headlamp or flashlight or whatever we're using, is if they're really on top of us. And that's just bad luck. But the best thing too is it really muffles our noise and our sound and overall just disturbance going into these areas. And then once you get to where you need to go, you can bump up the ridge straight to your stand location and you can set up and you're ready to hunt. So going into my Kansas hunts, I was able to stay on the outside of the main ridge where most of the deer activity really wasn't happening, especially the really big buck activity. And then once I got to this specific ravine, I was able to stay down the bottoms, walk the rocks, and make it all the way to a location where I can walk up the point and get up on top of that ridge. And I was able to stay super quiet. I can keep nose into the wind the whole time walking into this location, especially with my southern wind, like that buck, like my 10-point was coming in on when I was hunting him, was on that southern wind. And we have a southern wind right now. So I'm walking nose into the wind the entire way on rocks. For the most part, it was pretty wet during the fall, super quiet. And I had no issues getting in and out of this location. And the only time I would spook deer is once I got up on top. I never spooked deer while I was down here in the bottoms. So probably the most deadly location that I can find, and I love finding these, and you'll find them a lot in the hill country, is you get down in these ditches and these creek bottoms and ravines. And also too, a cool thing is if you have running water, those thermals will help pull your scent down low to the ground, and you can use those cooling thermals to your advantage, especially for maybe an evening hunt where it's going to pull your scent down even faster before the evening thermals really start coming down. And you can use that to your advantage if you're hunting really steep hilly terrain, like, you know, what I've got here, and, you know, some places in Ohio and Wisconsin and Minnesota and Pennsylvania, and the list really just goes on. Anywhere you've got hill country, this is a very deadly access that you can use. So thanks for watching, y'all. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video.